Okay, I just want you to go over there and... Yeah, okay, perfect. Just do that. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Do you struggle with posing couples? After this video, you'll never be that awkward photographer again who has no idea what pose to give their couple next. What's up? My name is Jay LeBlanc, wedding photographer and photography educator. And today, I'm gonna help you out with posing for couples. I'm gonna give you some of my tips and tricks for posing on wedding days and engagement sessions. Listen, I have a terrible memory. I even have a teleprompter right here telling me what to say right now because I can't remember half of the things I'm supposed to say. This is like my 5th take on this part of the video alone. When it comes to posing, I'm not the person who just has a huge checklist in their head. I like to keep it simple. I've developed a system that allows me to have just a couple traditional poses, and then I put a few twists on it so I have some variety in my images. I'm not sitting there looking at a checklist on my phone while the couple's awkwardly staring at me, and I'm not struggling to try and think of what my next shot's gonna be. And today, I'm going to give you my 5 go-to poses and all the variations that you can get from them, which result in almost 30 different types of pictures. And if you stick around to the end, I'll give you a bonus tip. And another thing, with all of these shots, I want to almost think as a videographer for a second. Don't forget to shoot wide, medium, tight. Wide, we're going to show off our nice, wide, open landscape, our environment, where we are in the space that we are. Medium, we're going to get a little bit more intimate. We're going to show a little bit more of our couple and less of the environment. And then a nice tight shot. Maybe we're really only showing a sliver of the scene of what's going on. Maybe we're only showing a little detail, such as a close-up of their hands or their rings. But when you shoot in this format of wide, medium, tight, it gives you a lot of options, especially if you're going to be making an album afterwards. So when in doubt, if you're struggling for some variety of ideas, just think wide, medium, tight. Now, even if you're shooting with a zoom lens, I suggest moving. Move your body in relationship to where your couple is. And in the process of you moving, you might find something that you didn't see from where you were standing 5 feet back. And once you figured out your wide, medium, tight, let's think on different levels here. We already got our longitude. Now let's get our latitude. Let's get low. Let's get high. Let's change our perspective of how we would just normally stand there and take a picture. Don't be scared to try something new or try something crazy. Yeah, it may not work, but who knows? You might get something that nobody else is shooting because you decided to climb a tree or stand in the ocean. Could make for a cool picture. And with my first pose, I like to make it really simple for the couples. I start with this pose on every shoot that I do. I tell my couples all the time, if somebody were to pick up a cell phone and go to take a picture of you, what would you do? And the two of them naturally go into that pose. And then throughout the rest of the session, it's very easy for me to say, I want you to do that pose that we did when we first started. You know, the cell phone picture. From this pose, we can do so many different things. We can add lots of different variations to it to make it more unique. Sure, we have our first picture with the two of them standing there looking at the camera, and I call that my cell phone picture. But then we can make it a little bit more interesting. We can have one person looking at the camera, the other person looking at their significant other. We can have the two of them looking at each other. They could be kissing. They can have their faces snuggled in nice and close to each other. There's a lot of different variations we could do here. We can have the guy standing there all cool with his hands in his pockets or his arms crossed and his lady hanging onto his arm, holding on to her Superman. We can have our bride looking right at the camera, showing off that makeup and that beautiful smile, while her groom is looking down at her, taking in the moment, enjoying her. And if you need a quick smile out of them, just while his nose is all snuggled in close to her cheek, tell him to give her a big sniff. You almost always get a little chuckle out of them, and you'll get even a better laugh if he actually does it. And then after he does it, ask him if she's wearing deodorant or if she smells good. It'll get a cute natural smile out of the two of them and allow you to get some nice little candid moments in between the shots. For pose number 2, we're gonna go hand in hand. Standing there, looking at me, looking at each other, looking off in the distance. Give me your best Superman pose. Or tell them to give me your best badass pose. This makes for some really cool pictures and some of the couples will really get into it. If you have a more serious couple, go ahead, make this a serious shot. Or if you have a fun couple, tell them to smile, get them to joke around with each other. Make it fun. There's a lot you can do here. And this is also a great opportunity to go ahead and get different angles. Get a picture of close-up of just her with him blurry in the background. Or the other way around with just him and her blurry in the background. Get a tight shot of just the details of them holding hands and maybe their outfits. Or get a nice big, wide, open environmental shot that just shows off the landscape and everything around them. Before we go any further, if you could, do me a huge favor. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, subscribe, all the YouTube things. It's just going to help get this message out to more people and allow more people to be successful photographers. Back to to the show. Next, we have a walking shot. This is super easy to do. Tell them to hold hands and start walking. I usually tell my couples to walk at like quarter speed of what they normally would, because for some reason, if you give the instruction of, I want the two of you to hold hands and walk towards me, they're all of a sudden marathon runners and they're gonna do a full sprint towards you. If you want the opportunity to take your time and make sure you're getting good images while they're walking, tell them to walk nice and slow. It's not a race, because you're gonna probably make them do it again, and we don't wanna get too sweaty here. And what you're gonna do is nice and slowly, you're gonna walk towards me, looking at each other, talking to each other about how awkward it is, having a camera pointing at you. So stop for a second, stop. So whenever I do any like walking poses or walking shots, I'm gonna have you guys walk like quarter speed of what you normally walk. So nice and slow like this, all right? We don't wanna rush, I don't want you to break a sweat or anything. You can have the two of them walking towards the camera or away from the camera. When they're walking away from the camera, they can turn around, look over their shoulder back at you. They can look at each other. They can stop for a kiss along the way. When they're walking towards you, you can have them looking at you, looking at each other, talking to each other. You can have them pretend that they're drunk and stumbling into each other. Who knows? Come up with some fun idea. Or another walking shot is you can be perpendicular to them. Shoot them from the side. Have one person pulling the other person along as if they're going to some destination. This is a great opportunity to show your couple as a small subject in a big frame for a nice wide open environmental shot. Don't be afraid to get it nice and close to almost get that first person perspective. Shoot over the shoulder of one person looking at the other person, so you can get that look and reaction that they're giving their significant other. And when you're all up close to them, go ahead, throw a little joke in there, make them laugh, make them smile, and you'll get another really good candid that you weren't getting when you're 50 feet away getting that big environmental shot. My next pose is I just have the two of them face each other. They could be holding hands, just looking at each other. They can wrap their arms around each other. They can hug each other. They can hold each other. Have him pick her up if he's feeling nice and strong that day. Make sure that they're physically capable of doing it. Don't just say, hey, we're gonna go ahead and pick each other up and throw at our backs, because that's a lot of fun. I'm old. I'm worried about throwing out my back. Don't worry about that if you're young. You can have the two of them bring their foreheads together, look into each other's eyes, give each other a kiss, have one kiss the other on the forehead. You can have the two of them looking at you. You can have one person look. You can have nobody looking. You don't even have to look. You should probably look. It's your job to look. You could have her go up onto her tippy toes, wrap her arms around his neck, and kick up one foot as if it's the most magical kiss in the world. Brides love this picture. Trust me, just do it. Their Cinderella story. And for pose number 5, dancing. Now I think this one's gonna be really popular with Gen Z as more and more of them start getting married, because they were basically brought up on social media platforms that are all about dancing, and more power to them, because dancing's a lot of fun. I love doing it. You won't see me doing it on social media, but at your wedding, I'll probably be dancing a little bit. At the engagement session, have the two of them dance with each other, pretend that she's a beautiful ballerina. Ask her if she danced when she was younger. Maybe she'll show you some great dance moves that you would never have known if you didn't ask. And when it comes to the wedding day, take the two of them into the reception room before anybody gets in there and have them practice their first dance. It's a nice opportunity for you to get some images of them inside of their room when it's all set up and beautifully lit, and it gives them a moment to just enjoy each other before the real party gets started. And with this one, don't forget your wide, medium, and tight. Although it's great for showing big environmental portraits, it's nice to show a more intimate and close-up perspective of the two of them sharing a dance. And for my bonus tip, shoot candids. Shoot lots of candids. What do I mean by this? How do you create a candid? How do you pose a candid, right? It's simple. Just keep shooting. After you've given the instructions, you've taken your shot, maybe bring your camera down for a second, and then the couple will come out of their pose or whatever they're doing. Then bring your camera back up and just wait a second. Take a couple pictures, and then your couple might notice, hey, our photographer's still shooting. What's going on? Maybe we should be doing something. And then maybe sometimes you get a nice cute smile with the two of them awkwardly looking at each other, not knowing what to do right now because they weren't given any instruction. So they make a funny face at each other or say something silly. It's a great opportunity to get those moments in between the moments. One of my favorite things to do is I'll be shooting a picture. I'll say, great, beautiful, looks fantastic, good job. So they think that the image is done, but I'm gonna hold my camera to my face still, and they're just gonna stand there. And sometimes they'll awkwardly look at each other like, what am I supposed to do now? Are we supposed to do something? He didn't tell us what to do. And sometimes you'll get these really silly, just fun, natural smiles out of the two of them as they're trying to come up with something that they're supposed to be doing in their head. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna do this all the time and leave my couples hanging, but once or twice during a shoot, you might get some fun little in-between shots. And always be ready for moments as you're transitioning locations. As you're walking around a park while you're doing your engagement pictures, or as you're exploring the venue on the wedding day, always have that camera ready. This is why it's so important to know your gear. At any moment, you might see the groom helping the bride with her dress, or the two of them sharing a drink together. And I have come to find that a lot of my couples are posting these pictures on social media. These are the pictures that they want to be posting and sharing. Not everybody loves the super posy stuff for social media. That's for the walls in the home. That's for the wedding album. The candid stuff, the silly laughs, the little giggles, the happy birthday stories on Instagram, that's where the candids come in. And those pictures, those are the ones that people really enjoy because you can't plan them. You just have to be ready for them. Hopefully this video helped out somebody. Let me know your success story on using some of these tips and tricks in your photography. Hopefully you can take some of these tips and tricks and implement them into your next engagement session or wedding and be able to provide a really good experience for your couples and give them pictures that are going to last a lifetime. If you found any value in this video, drop a like below. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.